Hello, everybody, and welcome again to the xWa Wrestling Show. This is this is an offshoot from the Kings of Talk Style podcast, where myself and co-hosts Sych and Dirty Jack over here have drafted a roster of wrestlers, both on the WWE roster and from elsewhere.
If you listened last week, you know.
Yeah.
Or
So
last
episode we drafted our rosters. This one's going to be much quicker, actually. It's really just going to be us. We have written out our first shows for the first week of wrestling. And we're just going to go over what happened in our shows, who won, who lost, maybe some promos that happened, maybe some cool stuff that happened. And so thank you for joining us. And I guess we're going to start it with Monday night. What is it?
It's Monday Night Breakdown.
Monday Night Breakdown.
Nice. Monday Night Breakdown.
I like it.
It's here we go. All right, so the show starts in the ring. You got that ring announcer, the crowd going nuts.
Obviously.
With those xWa chants. The ring announcer announces, "Let me introduce you to the general manager of Monday Night Breakdown, Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels."
Woo! HBK!
Everybody goes crazy.
Of course.
Everybody goes nuts. He comes down to the ring, starts talking about, welcomes everybody to Breakdown, says that they got some champions that they're going to crown tonight. He informs everybody that everybody on the roster has a chance of winning a title tonight.
Ooh.
Okay.
So he goes through the matches. We have first match. We're gonna have the women in a battle royal for the women's Breakdown Women's Championship.
Okay.
Then we're gonna have a xWa Hardcore Championship match.
All right.
To crown a champion for them. Then the tag teams are going to have a chance to go at it. And then after that, we're going to finally... Oh, wait, no. Then we have the North American champ. Then finally, the xWa World Champion.
Nice.
Then he said, let's get down to action with the xWa Women's title. And this, we have... Oh, shit. All right, so in this match, all the women have a chance to win the title. They're all in there. We have Paige, Ember Moon, Mickie James, Charlotte, Tamina, Carmella, Liv Morgan, and Natalya.
Okay.
So they are battling it out in a battle royal. Liv Morgan eliminates Natalya. Things happen during the match.
Of course.
I'm not going to go into detail because I didn't write that.
Right.
You can't write out an entire match. This podcast would be 3 hours
yeah,
long.
That'd be insane.
Then you have Charmella,
Charmella.
Charlotte.
That's the Charlotte and Carmella tag team.
Charlotte eliminates Carmella. Paige gets rid of Liv Morgan. Mickie James gets rid of Charlotte and Tamina.
Ooh, Mickie James strong.
Then you have Ember Moon getting rid of Charlotte. Ember Moon taking out Mickie James. Comes down to Ember Moon and Paige, the last two women. Finally, Ember Moon eliminates Paige, throws her over the top rope. We have a new women's champion for Breakdown.
Sounds like Paige got fucked in that match.
It is Ember Moon. Oh.
We made it through the whole other podcast that I mentioned.
That's true.
We made it through what? What is it, like 5 minutes, not even? And we have a Paige fuck joke?
Oh, no, we didn't. We said New Day fucks in the last one.
That's true, we did.
Yeah,
Because they do fuck.
That's, I mean, yeah.
There's video evidence.
We chanted it.
That's true. We all did.
Match number 2 is a 6-man elimination hardcore match for the hardcore title. In this match, we have... Oh, man, I don't even know who the fuck we have in this match. Oh, wait, no. In this match, it is Dean Ambrose, RVD, Wade Barrett, Luke Harper, Rhino, and Kane.
Damn.
Okay.
That's a hardcore match. I like it.
So, bell rings. Everyone goes after Kane.
Sure.
Get the big man first. He throws him off. Rhino goes for a gore on Barrett later on in the match. Moves. Rhino hits a ladder that's set up in the corner. Rhino gets eliminated after getting hit with a bullhammer.
Oof.
Whap. RVD goes for a frog splash on Harper. Hits him through the table. Pins him. He's out. Right when he stands up, RVD gets chokeslammed by Kane. Flat. He's out of there. No, he doesn't get eliminated. Or he does. Yeah, he does. Wade Barrett gives there's a ladder laying down in the ring. Gives Dean Ambrose a wasteland. On top of that, eliminates Dean Ambrose. And then it is Kane and Wade Barrett are the final two. Kane hits a tombstone pile driver on a stack of chairs that are laying in the ring like a pile. Pins him. Kane is the hardcore champion.
That is not where I thought that was going. That is a big surprise. I like it.
Big shocker. Big shocker. Then backstage we have a little things going on. We have Big E and Cedric Alexander talking about how they've been partnered up for the tag team match that's coming up. Austin Aries and Cody Rhodes walked by, and they're talking shit to him because they are as well in this tag team match coming up. They're about to go at it, and then Xavier Woods and Rich Swann come up behind Big E and Cedric and say to Austin Aries and Cody Rhodes that they're a bit outnumbered, being as it's 4-on-2 now. So we see a little something going on there, maybe. Next, we're coming up on this match 3, which is the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team Elimination match for the Breakdown Tag Team titles. In this match, we have the Young Bucks, Enzo and Big Cass, Austin Aries, Cody Rhodes, and Big E, Cedric Alexander.
I love that tag team, by the way, Austin Aries and Cody Rhodes.
That's great.
I do love that.
The greatest men that ever lived.
That's not bad. So Big E and Cedric, they get rid of Enzo and Cass. Because, let's be real, they don't win ever. The Young Bucks take out Big E and Cedric. And now it is down to Austin Aries, Cody Rhodes, and the Young Bucks. And then we have Austin Aries and Cody Rhodes taking out the Young Bucks to win the Breakdown Tag Team titles.
Wow.
That's also a surprise.
Nice. Okay.
Then, backstage...
Clean finish?
Oh, yeah, it's clean.
All right.
It's clean finish.
That's a great team to go up against the Young Bucks, though. That's pretty nice.
After that match backstage, we have Tony Nese and Zack Ryder. They're talking about Long Island, all
roots.
things Long Island. About how they should have been partnered up in this tag match. You know, they should have had a shot. But they are going after a title later on this night for the xWa and North American title.
Oh, all right.
Sheamus walks up to them saying that they don't have a chance of winning because he's in there, obviously. Match 4 is the xWA North American Championship match. It is a 10-man battle royal with the last 2 has to win by pinfall or submission.
Okay.
Last 2 comes down to no DQ. Has to be a winner. So in that we have Rich Swann, Xavier Woods, John Morrison, Ty Dillinger, Dolph Ziggler, Neville, Sheamus, Andrade Almas, Tony Nese, and Zack Ryder.
Okay.
In this, Tony Nese and Zack Ryder, bell rings, go right after Sheamus. Sheamus, after getting beat up for a little bit, throws Nese out, throws Ryder out, eliminates 2 of them.
Okay.
Andrade Almas gets rid of Sheamus. John Morrison comes over. He's going at it with Rich Swann, throws him out of there. Neville takes out Almas. Perfect 10, Ty Dillinger takes out the show-off. Dolph Ziggler gets him right out of that match.
Okay.
Right.
Neville throws Woods out. Morrison gets rid of Neville. Last 2 are Ty Dillinger and John Morrison. They're fighting it out. Ty Dillinger, he's about to win. Dolph Ziggler runs in, hits zigzag, helps John Morrison set up for the Starship Pain, hits it. We have a chant. John Morrison is the North American champion for xWA.
Ty Dillinger. Nice.
Okay.
The perfect 10. And then after that we have match 5. The last match of the night is a 6-man ladder match for the xWA World title. We have CM Punk going against Kevin Owens, Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton, Chris Jericho, and Billy Gunn.
Billy Gunn. Okay.
Billy Gunn, you know.
Interesting. I never thought him in the main event. That's just
Exactly. Nobody ever put Billy Gunn in the main event.
Oh god, is he gonna win this match?
No, we I'm not giving anything away right now. So you know the normal things happen in these ladder matches. All that jazz. Bray Wyatt at the end of the match is climbing up the ladder, about to win the title. Who comes out? Young Bucks come out. They rip Bray Wyatt down, hit him with some super kicks, maybe a little more bang for your buck. They help CM Punk climb up the ladder. CM Punk wins the first ever XWA World Title.
Jesus. CM Punk and the Young Bucks?
Punk in the Bucks.
Punk and the Bucks.
That is hard to say.
That is it.
And the show fades out with CM Punk standing tall?
Yeah. CM Punk, top of the ladder. Young Bucks right next to the ladder.
I like it. Well done.
Yeah.
Why did you think that was gonna suck? That was great.
Oh man, it was tough.
That was perfect. Like perfect length. You know,
Yeah.
It was good. Good
Not
job.
difficile.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that because that was an excellent start to your show, and I think you have a good idea for how your show looks on a weekly basis now. Mine's a little bit smaller scale.
Well, I just went big for
Yeah.
the title crown.
Sure. No, I and that's totally fair. I get exactly why and how you did that, and I liked it. So Wednesday night Pulse opens up. We never chose commentators, by the way, but that's
See,
okay.
I was gonna ask if we needed to pick like commentators, ring announcers, and like backstage.
I guess just whoever you want. It doesn't.
It could be like just like all like everybody gets the same.
There were
people,
multiple shows.
Everyone has Renee
You know,
Young.
you know what we forgot to mention? Mauro Ranallo hasn't been on SmackDown for the last like 3 weeks.
He's battling depression,
That's unfortunate.
and apparently it was caused by some stuff that JBL said to him.
I mean, I don't doubt it.
Because
Not a good
do you know
person.
who Bas Rutten is?
No.
He's a former MMA fighter. He's friends with Mauro Ranallo, and he just started calling out JBL on Twitter. And he was like, "You're a piece of shit, man. I would love to run into you in an alleyway. I would kick the shit out of you. You should watch how you talk to people. Mauro Ranallo's a good person."
Yeah. Wow. I did not hear.
JBL's is
Anyway.
crazy though. So.
Yeah. Maybe you can call up the cabinet and see a little throwdown.
Bring Orlando Jordan back in here.
Yeah. So Wednesday night Pulse opens up. You hear glass shatter. Dun, 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 and you hear Stone Cold, or you see Stone Cold rather, stumbling his way down the ramp and rolling into the ring and immediately requesting a beer, which is obviously thrown to him. And in the ring already is a bunch of pillars, like small like podiums with covered tops covered in glass. Did you have that same spot?
I do.
Okay.
It's alright.
And everyone knows that Watch Wrestling, he's going to reveal the title belts. And he announces that he's going to run this show like the Wild West, and he's not going to be a traditional GM. In fact, he's not going to be the GM at all. He's going to be the sheriff of this show. And he's kind of slurring over some of his words at this point. And he says to help him with all of the technical mumbo-jumbo and all these contracts that he doesn't know anything about, he's hired somebody to be the real GM, a true GM to the show, Jim Ross.
Oh.
So JR is the real GM, and Stone Cold is the sheriff, enforcer, whatever you want to call him.
Good old JR.
So JR comes out, and Stone Cold sits on the top rope and just starts drinking, and Jim Ross reveals the title belts. He reveals some of the title belts, I should say. He reveals the XWA Undisputed Championship. He reveals the 6-man Tag Team Championship, the Pulse Championship, and the Pulse Women's Championship. He does not reveal the 5th title, which is not in the ring, but you guys know, you've seen my 5th title, but we'll get to that later on. So he says we're going to open up this next match. We're going to have Billy Kidman going up against MVP.
Nice.
And in this match, it features a face MVP fighting against a heel Billy Kidman. Heel Billy Kidman, as a heel, he should never do the shooting star press because that's a stupid move for a heel to do. Kevin Owens, I'm talking to you. Don't do the Swanton Bomb. You're a heel. Anyway, I love the Swanton Bomb, but don't do it.
It's a great move.
So Billy Kidman uses his other finishing move called the BK Bomb, which is that like sit out spine buster,
Oh, I love that move.
choke slam sit out spine buster thing that he does,
Yeah.
and he picks up the win over MVP.
Nice.
MVP rolls out of the ring and hands off a few condoms to the interior crowd.
Okay.
And they're MVP branded condoms. I'm bringing that back.
Nice.
Backstage segment, we have the world's greatest tag team, Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas, being interviewed by whoever my backstage interviewer is about the 6-man tag titles and who they plan on getting them with. And they say, we've got somebody in mind. And they walk off and they say like we're gonna win. We need to go talk to our third guy on the team. And they walk off. Commercial break. Commercial comes back, where you see now American Alpha are being interviewed. And they're having this conversation with the interviewee, and they're saying same question: what are you going to do about the 6-man tag titles? You don't have another partner. And he says, well, they'd like to announce that they have invited and they plan on teaming up with none other than Kurt Angle to be their tag team partner. And they say, let's go talk to him right now. And the camera follows them into Kurt Angle's dressing room, where the world's greatest tag team is in a conversation with Kurt Angle. And they walk up and they're, wait, no, we're gonna be team. And Kurt Angle's like kind of like looking back and forth like, oh god, I don't know where do I go with this? And then kind of chaos ensues, and they don't fight, but they're like yelling at each other like, no, we're gonna be the team, we're gonna be the champions, blah blah blah. And eventually Kurt goes, enough, we're gonna have a match, American Alpha versus world's greatest tag team next week, and winner, I will join that team.
Okay.
Nice. All right.
And they kind of look at each other and they're like, all right.
God, what a match that would be. Oh.
Unbelievable.
God, I would love to see that.
We cut to the ring where Billy Kay is standing in the ring, and out comes Alexa Bliss. And cut to the end. Alexa Bliss wins with the Sparkle Splash. Alexa Bliss is a face. Pure face.
Okay.
Pure face. Because I don't know. I think she could do a great job as a face. She's a great heel. Don't get me wrong.
She's a great heel.
But.
Okay. I get it.
Anyway. Then we go to backstage in Jim Ross's office. Well, the general manager's office. We see Sasha Banks open the door and enter the general manager's office, where Jim Ross is sitting behind a desk, and he's got the titles lined up behind him on the desk behind him, or the shelf behind him. And she walks in and she kind of like looks around, and in the corner, Stone Cold is passed out with just covered in like a pile of empty beer cans. And he's just like, he's got like one arm just with beer still dripping out of one can, and he's passed out.
Okay.
So she says, you're immediately going to tell she is the biggest heel female in the company, or at least on this show. We'll see about the company, I guess. But she is going to basically argue with Jim Ross that he should announce her and declare her the champion. And he says, well, no, you gotta win a match, you gotta earn the title. And she said, oh, okay, that's fine, I'll just go join another show. And he goes, wait, no, hold on, what's this about? Like, what are you talking about? And she's like, oh, well, I mean, I haven't finished signing my contract yet, it's just, it's this weird thing, I just wanted to make sure that you did the right thing before I finished signing the contract. And he just he gets really uncomfortable, and he kind of like looks around, and he just like kind of stays silent, and he gets this really angry look on his face. And she kind of just like moseys up next to him, grabs the title, and puts it on her shoulder, and she says, "That's what I thought." And then she takes out from like a bag that she had. She takes out the contract and signs it in front of him and tosses it to him. So Sasha Banks has been declared unofficially-ish the women's champion. Then we have Drew Galloway versus Mike Bennett.
Okay.
Nice.
This has been a qualifier for a future title match, the Pulse title match. And after a fairly long match, this is going to be one of the longer mid-card matches. Bennett wins after Maria Kanellis, who is his wife in real life and valet. She is going to distract Drew Galloway on the apron, and Mike Bennett's going to get the dirty roll-up pin.
Okay.
Then we go backstage again. We have AJ Styles, and he's talking with one of the backstage guys, and he's talking about how the undisputed title looks great. It's going to look great around his waist. He can't wait to compete for it. And as he's talking, The guy that he's talking to just kind of like gets wide-eyed and he's just kind of like looking around really slow, and AJ's like, what are you doing? What's going on? And from behind, Samoa Joe just whoops the shit out of him.
Okay.
Just clobbers him and bashes his head into whatever he can find, just beats him down until he can't even move. Okay. So then, that's all good.
It's all good.
We go to a 6-man tag match, not for the titles, but just to show off the 6-man tag division. They have Sanity, which is Eric Young, Alexander Wolf, and Killian Dane, against the team of Chris Masters, Apollo Crews, and Abyss. Clearly an unconventional tag team.
I mean, big guys, though.
Right. Exactly. The commentators consistently make notes of how the 6-man tag titles are something that a lot of groups are going to have to adapt to. Sanity has the advantage in this match because they're already a team and they're coming into the company already as a team. And a team thrown together like Masters, Crews, and Abyss are not going to be able to work together well. And they're not going. While they are talented individuals, they're going to have a disadvantage against a cohesive unit like Sanity. And then one of the other commentators, whoever I have as like my color commentator, would be like, cohesive is not a word I would use to describe Sanity. Yeah. Just a little joke I threw in there. But Sanity wins clean after Eric Young hits the pile driver on Apollo Crews.
Okay.
Ooh, pile driver.
It's going back to TNA. He'd crush people with the pile driver. Then I have the main event, Sami Zayn versus Bobby Roode for the Pulse title.
Ooh, okay.
After a grueling match, it looks like Zayn is about to win. He has Roode set up in the corner and is calling for the haluva kick. But out of nowhere, as he's standing in his corner and he's hyping up the crowd and he's waving his arms around, a black bird comes and lands on the ring, on the ropes, and it kind of like takes him off guard, and he's looking at it, and then he shakes it off, and he's still getting ready for the kick, but Roode's not standing up fast enough, and then another bird flies and lands on the ropes, and then a couple more birds fly and land on the ropes, and at this point he's kind of just like confused and looking around, and he's not sure what's going on. And then all of a sudden, more and more and more birds fill up the top rope. Black birds covering all of the top rope. And this could be easily done by training birds or putting feed on the ropes.
So nobody has any questions.
Right. So at this point, the whole top rope and some of the middle ropes are covered in black birds. Zayn turns around toward the corner and backs away, and he's very confused. And as he's backing away, Roode connects with the Northern Lights lariat to the back of his neck and picks up the win. And scurries the fuck under the ropes and gets the hell out of there. And Zayn is left in the ring laying on his on the mat and slowly gets up. He looks around, and as he's looking around, just all of a sudden, the lights flash really fast, like a bright light really quick, then go away, and all the birds start to fly up towards the rafters. And Sami Zayn is left in the ring, grabbing the back of his neck and looking around, because he's selling like he's supposed to, not like he does now. Grabbing the back of his neck because he just got hit with a Northern Lariat. And he's looking around, he's looking up into the rafters, and the show cuts to black.
Ooh. I like it.
Ooh, that's good. Ooh, what's gonna happen?
What's going on with all these damn birds?
I do not have JBL. I can guarantee you that.
Alright. Well, we're going to move on, I guess, now to
Not you guess.
Friday Night Full Throttle.
Friday Night
I just want to say one thing.
Yeah.
The 6-man tag title is such a good idea.
Yeah. That's in
Lucha Underground.
Lucha Underground, yeah.
And then
I just started watching season 1, and it's
you
very
started?
confusing to me.
Oh,
Started?
It's so good.
I got like halfway through episode 1 because I was passed out last night. But
Yeah.
I'm up to like episode 20 something.
It's-
really?
Yeah.
I ran through the entire... I'm about to start season 2.
It's unbelievable. And he started
So
after
good.
I did.
I want to draft
He
Lucha
was-
wrestlers now. Like, I really want to get Mil Muertes.
I haven't even seen
I
it
already
yet.
have Johnny Mundo.
So, Friday Night Full Throttle, we're going to open up the show. William Regal opens the show in the ring and addresses a raucous crowd. In the ring, there are 5 titles already unveiled, but on pedestals. He says the holder of 4 of these titles will be determined tonight.
Ooh.
With the 5th title, the xWa Iron Man title, being decided at our first pay-per-view.
Okay.
He lays out the matches. First match will be a triple threat tag team match for the xWa Tag Team Championships between the Club, the Revival, and DIY. Says the second match will be a cruiserweight title elimination match. 7 participants are announced: Akira Tozawa, TJ Perkins, Jack Gallagher, Noam Dar, The Brian Kendrick, Mustafa Ali, and Lince Dorado. Real also says he has a special surprise for whichever lucky competitor is able to walk away with the belt. The third match.
Hope it's ice cream.
Ooh.
The third match is the first of 4 qualifying matches for the Fatal 4-Way Iron Man match at the first pay-per-view to determine the first ever Iron Man champion. It'll be a 30-minute Iron Man match. Not the match tonight.
No, I know.
The match at the pay-per-view will be a Fatal 4-Way 30-minute Iron Man match. Match tonight will be for a spot in that match between Finn Balor and Baron Corbin. Fourth match will determine our inaugural women's champion, the Fatal 4-Way elimination match, Fatal 4-Way match between Asuka, Becky Lynch, Naomi, and Nikki Bella.
My money's on Nikki.
Oh God, I hope not. Even in like fantasy wrestling, I hope not.
The fifth and final match will determine our xWa television champion. This is the highest honor on our show, as it must be defended on every weekly television show. And since there are 6 stars competing for it tonight, what better way to determine our champion than with a 6-man ladder match? The contestants will be announced later tonight. So the first match is the tag team triple threat, Revival versus DIY versus the Club. Match starts off pretty slowly. Gargano and Ciampa. Gargano's getting worked in the corner by Revival, and then occasionally also the Club. They're really just 2 heel teams taking turns beating on Gargano. Finally, Gargano makes the hot tag to Ciampa. Ciampa manages to clear the ring of both both the Club and the Revival. On the outside, while he clears the ring, Johnny Gargano rests up, hits a suicide dive, and takes out all 4 of them. Rolls the current legal man, Anderson, into the ring. Ciampa sets up in his finisher, the rollover armbar.
Mm-hmm. Gosh, that's a nice move.
Oh, it looks gross every time.
Love it.
Just as Anderson is about to tap, a man wearing a hooded sweatshirt and a ski mask enters the ring. And hits Ciampa in the midsection with a pipe. He works Ciampa as Gallows holds down Gargano on the outside. Revival is out.
Ooh.
They take out Gargano, go in the ring. Magic Killer on Ciampa. 1, 2, 3. The Club's the champion. The Club is the champion. The Masked Man reveals himself to be Adam Cole.
Adam Cole, baby!
The 3 of them too sweet each other in the middle of the ring as Gallows and Anderson hold up the tag team titles. Promo number 2 is a backstage interview with Finn Balor. Finn talks about what being an XWA and what the XWA Iron Man Championship would mean to him. When Gallows, Anderson, and Cole arrive from leaving the ring, they interrupt Finn and wish him luck tonight in his match, remind him that their strength in numbers. Finn congratulates them on their title win, but says he started the Bullet Club as a way to get him where he is now, not the other way around. The match number 2 is the Cruiserweight Elimination title match. Match goes on for a long time. These are the sequences that eliminate people. Gallagher eliminates the Brian Kendrick early after reversing a bully choke into a roll-up pin. Kendrick snaps and puts Gallagher through an announce table with a burning hammer. Gallagher is stretchered out as the match continues on. Lince Dorado sets up Mustafa Ali on the top rope for an avalanche German suplex, but Tozawa grabs Dorado from behind, resulting in a 3-man Tower of Doom German suplex.
Jesus H. Christ.
Tozawa bridges for the pin on Dorado, And Noam Dar scrambles and covers the fallen Mustafa Ali for a pinfall as well. So now it's Perkins, Tozawa, and Dar left in the match. Perkins sets up Tozawa in the submission finisher, the knee bar. But Noam Dar takes advantage and delivers a running soccer punt to the distracted Perkins and covers him as Tozawa recovers. Down to the last two, Noam Dar reverses a German suplex attempt, lands on his feet, comes off the ropes, and kicks Tozawa in the back of the head. Dar wins.
All right.
Regal comes out to congratulate the champion. He also announces that he already has an opponent set up for his first title match.
Sure.
Conor McGregor comes out to a
fuck
raucous
you.
crowd. He confronts Dar in the ring. Dar holds up the title defiantly, but as McGregor turns to leave, he turns back and catches Dar with a hard right, dropping him instantly. Dar is out in the ring as McGregor picks up the title, but is blindsided by a still irate Brian Kendrick. Kendrick then snaps McGregor in the bully choke until he is forcibly separated from him by officials. Kendrick walks to the back irate as both McGregor and Dar lay in the ring.
All right.
The Brian Kendrick took out Conor McGregor.
I always
got him
knew it would be him.
Got him from behind.
Hey, it's got to be somebody. Why
It's the
not
pirate
him?
thing, you know? It's the. It's
Hey,
the-
I'm alright with it.
Promo number 4: interview with Baron Corbin. An interviewer asked Corbin for his thoughts before his match, which is up next. Corbin does not respond verbally, but stares the interviewer down viciously until he leaves. Then shoves the cameraman and walks off camera.
It's the only way to book Baron Corbin.
Match number 3: Finn vs. Corbin. Finn comes out first. As he makes his entrance, he is attacked from behind by Corbin. Corbin ragdolls him down to ringside and throws him into the stairs. Corbin picks up the stairs and runs at Finn, who catches him in a drop kick. Drop kicks the stairs into his face and rolls him into the ring, and the match starts. It's a back and forth contest between the two. Finn picks up the win after reversing the end of days. He flips over fully and catches Corbin in a DDT before hitting him with the coup de grace.
I've done that before. Not on purpose.
He wins one of 4 spots in the upcoming Fatal 4-Way Iron Man match. Match number 4, women's title. Becky Lynch wins this match after referee stoppage. Naomi and Nikki Bella are down on the outside of the ring after Nikki spears Naomi over the timekeeper's barricade. Becky counters the Asuka lock and places Asuka in the disarmor. The referee stops the match after Asuka refuses to tap and Becky wrenches back a little further. The announcers comment on how Asuka may have dislocated her elbow or shoulder, and the referee had no choice but to stop the match.
Jesus. It's brutal.
Becky is not happy about it,
Right.
but takes the win anyway.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, fuck it, why not?
And then our last promo is with Regal. Regal standing in the ring. The title comes down on the
The hook.
the hook. And Regal announces the 6 men who will be competing in tonight's 6-man ladder match. John Cena, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Rusev, Cesaro, and Roderick Strong.
That's
Body
a push.
strong.
Roderick
That's a
Strong.
push, all
Yes.
That's
Roderick
like
Strong.
that's like my Billy Gunn.
Yeah.
This match is a brutal affair. I basically wrote it out. I just wrote out the ending.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins and Roderick Strong are facing off on one side of the ring. After a bit, Strong grabs a chair to hit Rollins, but Rollins steps out of the way and sweeps the leg, knocking him down. Seeing Strong getting up over the chair, he returns to his roots and hits him with a curb stomp onto the chair. Reigns and Rusev are brawling on the outside on the opposite side of the ring. Reigns gets the upper hand and sets up a table on the outside. Before he can put Rusev through it, Rusev escapes into the ring.
Okay.
Cesaro and Cena are at the top of the ladder trading blows over the title. Reigns spears Rusev into the ladder, dumping both competitors to the outside, sending them crashing through the table that Reigns had set up.
You think Cena's taking that bump? Fuck you.
Cena's taking that bump.
Okay.
Cena's taking that. Hey, you have birds, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's easier easier to train a group of birds than have John Cena take a bump from a ladder through a table.
That's true.
You might have a point there.
Very
You might have
true.
a point there.
But go on with your fantasy.
Reigns sets up the ladder poorly, as people somehow tend to do in ladder matches. They don't know where the center of the ring is sometimes.
Right.
He's so disoriented.
Yeah, he's disoriented. And begins climbing. He gets to the top. He realizes he's too close to the ropes and not close enough to the middle of the ring. Keeps trying anyway. He just reaches out a little bit. That's what they do.
So he's the dumb Samoan.
Yeah. And Rollins jumps from the apron to the top rope and jumps off, hitting him in the air with his knee that he does, knocking him off the ladder. Roman rolls outside of the ring. Rollins comes in, sets up the ladder, climbs to the top, and is your new xWa television champion. Rollins sits on top of the ladder celebrating as the camera zooms in on him and fades to credits.
Nice.
That is pretty good.
Nice.
So, the Iron Man title is your main title?
Yeah, the Iron Man title I've decided is definitely my main title.
Okay.
Yeah. I that is like I really enjoyed the thought of that title.
Yeah, it's
30
definitely a strong title.
30-minute matches, that's it. Though. That's the maximum.
Well, don't say it's the maximum, because there can be possibilities down the line, depending on how we want to do it. But one thing we should go over real quick is, are we going to have a joint pay-per-views all the time? Or
see, I don't know. I thought we would do a big four as a joint pay-per-view.
okay, so we each have our own pay-per-views.
Exactly. That way, like
So we have to
like
write
my
up pay-per-views too, for like, so we'd have to do like a pay-per-view and then that weekly show also?
No, I think when we do it, we'll just do the pay-per-view shows instead of the weekly shows, and then the week after we'll do the weekly shows.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll do, what, 3 weeks and then a pay-per-view? Or do we want to stagger our pay-per-views?
What do you mean stagger?
Like, so, for example, like, I'll do, let's say, like, I do the first pay-per-view, so I'll do 2 more weeks and then my pay-per-view, and then the week after that is your pay-per-view, and then the week after that is your pay-per-view, or something like that. Or do we want to just all do it at the same time? If we do it that way, everyone's is going to be a little bit longer, or the show is going to be a little bit longer overall, but...
I think we should do staggering.
Okay.
Because that way, like, you'll have your pay-per-view in 3 weeks. He'll have it in 4. I'll have it in 5.
Okay.
And then, we can just, like, roll to see who goes again in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. Doesn't matter. But I think just that way we'll be able to keep time at, like, a lower rate. Because
sure.
we'll just be doing weekly shows. The other
Yeah.
person will be doing a little bit of a longer show.
Yeah.
But
And what do
fine.
we say for a pay-per-view? We'll move it up to, like, 7 matches or whatever?
Yeah, 7
you
matches.
Can do less segments and more matches. Or something.
Yeah. 7 matches, 3 segments.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
That way you still
that's
keep
the same
10.
amount. It just adds more matches. Okay.
Right.
That works.
Okay, cool. So who wants to take the first pay-per-view? We'll do 2 more weeks and then the first pay-per-view, and then we'll do the second and third pay-per-view.
I will not take the first pay-per-view.
I could do the first pay-per-view.
Okay. Do you want to do the last or the second?
I'll do it. Doesn't matter after that, as long as I'm not doing the first.
Okay, I'll take the last then.
Alright, I'll do the
That's fine.
second one then.
So you gotta come up with names for your pay-per-views.
Alright.
So whenever that's obviously not right now because we're on the spot right now.
I have honestly in WWE, there's pay-per-views created.
Nice.
We created arenas. I did Breakdown Pulse and Full Throttle. We have.
Yeah, so I made my own because I just bought the game, so I made one too, and I just been designing.
It's crazy how much you can do in that game, right?
I did instead of.
It's a lot of stuff. Yeah.
I know in the first episode I said it was gonna be the xWa heavyweight title.
Mhm.
It's the xWa world title
Right,
instead.
okay.
So it's gonna be that.
Yeah.
In case anybody fucking has any questions.
Oh, and if you have any questions, I no longer have my King of the Ring title. I'm changing it to a different title, which you'll find out about soonish.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I did create a lot of, pretty much all the titles that I have on my show.
Okay. Yeah, I did all
Actually,
the ones
yeah, I
on
did
my
the
show,
hard,
too.
hardcore world. I did the world. Way
Yeah, that's the
before
one you
this.
sent the picture of, right?
I did it way before this
I put
show.
it on the first episode.
Yeah.
That picture.
And then I did,
and the arenas also.
I did North American and a hardcore.
Nice.
Great.
All right. So I guess that's it for week 1. Let us know what you thought about each of our shows. Tell us what superstars or what storylines you're looking forward to seeing
It's
next.
extremely stressful to do.
Yeah. I wonder if I can post like a Google Doc of the roster so you guys can keep a track of it if you want. I'm sure I can. I'll figure it out. I'll post it in the description. If it's not there, it's because I couldn't figure it out. So
Yeah. So just listen and write it down.
yeah, you heard the draft. You got it.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you guys, and yeah, see you next time
Yeah. Whatever.
on XWA.
Extra,
Bye.
killing it.